welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, then welcome. My name is Becca, and today we are going to be talking empties. So I know that empties are a pretty old school YouTube format, but I remain an empties enthusiast for a few different reasons. The first is that it helps me stay accountable to using up the products that I already have. I have been collecting empties for a couple of years now, since even before I was a beauty creator, and I would track the number of empties I would use up and the value of the empties that I would use up. And it's a really great way of remembering to use the products you already have before you go out and buy new products. Even the nice stuff that you save for nice occasions, it's good to remember that that stuff expires too and that you should use it. The second reason is that I think an empties review is the best review you can give. Oftentimes they're biased towards good reviews because you probably liked a product enough to finish it up. But nevertheless, your first impression of a product might be really, really different than your final impression of a product. And the last reason is that counting my empties allows me to be more intentional about the products that I bring into my routine. So even though I'm a beauty creator and I now receive a lot of PR products, there was a time where I didn't, and I followed a pretty strict one in, one out rule. As in, if I had one sort of product in its category that I was already using, I would try not to purchase other products in that category until I was finished or close to finishing the one that I already had. Even though I am a creator now and I do try to review as many products as I can, for the sake of consistency and for the health of my skin, I do try to stick to the one in, one out rule as much as I can. Even if I'm not perfect, it just helps me be more thoughtful about curating my routines and what I sort of bring into my life and prioritizing the different products that I do review. So I have an overflowing basket of empties. As you can see, I did do an empties video maybe 2 months ago that outlined basically $2,200 worth of empties. So I will leave that in the cards, and I'm gonna share these in no particular order because it's obviously just overflowing. So I'm just gonna take products from the top. The first few products are actually hair products, and I kind of had this moment where I emptied a ton of hair products all at the same time. The first one is the Amika The Kure Intense Repair Mask. I am an Amika affiliate, so I think this was sent to me in PR. This is a beautiful hair mask. I love this for really hydrating and moisturizing the hair. I love this mask and their soul food mask. I think soul food is better for like detangling, and this is better for moisture. I know that they just reformulated this, I think. I haven't tried the new formula, and I hope it's just as good because I really loved this one. Another Amika product is the Bust Your Brass Cool Blonde Shampoo. So I like this because it gives a really good lather, and it's actually very gentle compared to a lot of other purple shampoos. For example, I love my Fanola purple shampoo to maintain my highlights and my balayage, but that one can definitely be drying, and it's not the kind of thing you can use multiple times a week, let's say. This I could use multiple times in a row without feeling like it's stripping my hair. It's not as toning as Fanola, for example, but because it's gentler, it's almost easier to bring into my rotation, I guess, when I need a little bit of toning but not anything too intense, and I want to be gentle on the hair. Speaking of Fanola, I have a bottle of it here, and I go to this for when I need serious color toning in between hair appointments. It just helps keep that brassiness at bay, and really nothing is as effective in terms of color than Fanola. The only thing is that it's really drying, so I try to limit it to maybe once a week use. Probably realistically, I use it every 2 weeks or so, but you can use it as much as you want as long as your hair can tolerate it. One more Amika product. I mentioned I'm an affiliate. I really like their products, and I do get PR from them. This is the Reset Clarifying Gel Shampoo. Back up, I should say, I love dry shampoo. I don't wash my hair every day, but about once a week or so, I really need a clarifying shampoo, I would say every 2 to 3 washes. And this did a beautiful job. It has the packaging of like a hair mousse. It has that like foamy top, and it was very clarifying without stripping. And that was really important to me. I think some clarifying shampoos are so stripping that it makes your hair feel really brittle and dry. This didn't do that at all. It was really gentle, very pleasant to use and effective, and it didn't leave my hair feeling, like crusty the way that some other clarifying shampoos do. Next, I have the Pureology Color Fanatic Multitasking Deep Conditioning Mask. This was beautiful. I really enjoyed having a rich, nourishing, detangling mask in this squeeze bottle. As much as I love hair masks, most of them do come in a jar and you have to like open it and then put the lid down and then dip your fingers in all while the water's running. And I oftentimes find that I get water in the hair mask jar. With this, it was very easy to use. You just pop the lid. It's like a pop off cap, and it was just very easy and super effective. My only wish is that it came in a bigger size because I liked it so much. I'm telling you, I ran out of a bunch of hair products at the same time this last month. This is the Sachajuan Dark Dry Powder Shampoo. So this is a tinted dry shampoo that's meant for people with dark hair. It's not so tinted that it's gonna leave like a cast in your hair. It's just meant to counteract the white look that some more like powdery dry shampoos can leave in your hair. I'm very into Sachajuan products right now. I got into them earlier this year and then I was able to work with them and try more from the brand. This is not an ad, but I liked this product so much that I ran through it. And I think this is a really nice sort of styling product. It's not the most clarifying dry shampoo like for cleanliness or oiliness, but it does add a bit of texture and volume, and it's very pleasant to use. And I think if you have something like a special event or you're going to be photographed, this is a really nice option. I actually used this on my wedding day because I didn't want any white cast in like the roots of my hair when I was being photographed. But even on the day-to-day, it's a really nice product. Another shower product I emptied was the Fresh Sugar Lychee Bath and Shower Gel. I love the Sugar Lychee fragrance from Fresh. I've had it in their perfume before too. It's sweet and it's bright and it has that lychee fragrance that smells true to the fruit. And this is a gel formula per the name. What makes this so enjoyable to use is that the fragrance is very present. Like you can smell it every time you use it. This is like a fresh, lovely experience every time I use it. And it's nice for the bath too. It doesn't create the biggest bubbles, but it does foam a bit, and like I said, the fragrance is really the star when it comes to this product. Moving into SPFs, and you know I will always have SPFs in my empties. I have 2 of the Skin Aqua UV Super Moisture Gel SPF 50 plus PA+++++. So this is my favorite waterproof SPF. I use this especially in the summer if I'm going swimming or if I'm doing outdoor activities. I know I'm gonna be sweating, that sort of thing. It is a white gel, but it's all chemical filters. It blends in very sheer. It has no cast. It absorbs really quickly. It's lightly hydrating, but it's not dewy. It has a dry touch sort of finish once it's applied. So it's just my favorite. It's my go-to. I think I empty a couple of these like every month. Here is an SPF that I hated. This is a rare empties review of a product that I really didn't like. So this is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 85+. It claims to have a lightweight, clean feel and be fast absorbing and water resistant for 80 minutes. Even though it's all chemical filters, it is not lightweight and it is not sheer. It's like very, very thick white lotion. Like it reminds me of sunscreen from like the 1980s. It's very puzzling. I don't know how they can make the lightweight claim with this. It's sticky, it doesn't sink in, and it's the kind of thing that you can still feel on your skin like hours later. The one claim that is accurate is that it's very water resistant because it almost just like stays like a coat on your skin, like plastered on your skin, and nothing really breaks through until you like actually shower. So I guess the claim of and the protection is there, but it's so unpleasant to use. I made Sean finish it on pool days when he was going swimming, and because he doesn't really care, and I couldn't bring myself to finish it personally. Another SPF is the Supergoop Play SPF 50 Antioxidant Body Mist, Broad Spectrum SPF 50, water and sweat resistant up to 80 minutes. It's all chemical filters. It was a really nice spray component. I found this to be pretty dewy. I actually find the Play SPF, like the regular lotion SPF, and this to be on the dewier side in terms of SPFs. So I actually preferred this for like swimming days, pool days, not so much if I'm going to be out and about, because it left a bit of dewiness on the skin that I didn't enjoy. But when I was in and out of the pool, I liked it because it sort of gave me back some moisture and hydration that I lost while I was in the pool. But for day to day, it wasn't my favorite. I've got another tub of the CeraVe moisturizing cream. If you've watched any of my empties, you know I have at least one of these in every empties, because Sean and I both use this on our bodies after showering, every time we shower, and Sean uses this on his face as well. It's just kind of a household staple. It's very good for sensitive skin, sensitized skin, post-shave skin. It's a basic staple must-have in our house. Next is a bougie, expensive skincare item that I loved, but I'm not saying you should go and spend your money on it, but if it's in your budget, it's beautiful. This is the Chantecaille Blue Light Protection Hyaluronic Serum. It is a standard hyaluronic serum in the sense that it's hydrating, it's lightweight, it's a sort of gel texture, it sinks in quickly, and it has the signature Chantecaille rose smell, which I am not a big rose person, but I really like the Chantecaille smell. It still smells really fresh and modern, and I found this to be incredibly hydrating. I didn't use this for the blue light protection claims. I think that's more of a marketing thing, but it did plump my skin up really nicely. It wore beautifully under makeup. I'm sad it's gone. I won't be repurchasing it myself because it's like $150, but it's a really, really lovely splurge item if you're in the market for that. I emptied another Paula's Choice C15 Super Booster. This is my favorite L-ascorbic acid vitamin C. It's 15% vitamin C, and it's very brightening, and it gives you antioxidant protection. It's sort of hydrating. It gives you a really beautiful glow. It just does everything I want it to. It doesn't contain fragrance, and it doesn't contain that super like hot dog smell that some other vitamin C's do. So it's just my favorite all-rounder, and it's kind of my like go-to vitamin C. I'm really sad I emptied the I'm From Mugwort essence. I have gone through 2 or 3 bottles of this now. It's a very hydrating, fluid, watery essence, more on the watery side than some other essences. And mugwort is known to soothe and calm the skin and inflammation. And for me, it brought down a lot of redness. And if I was ever having like heat in my skin, it would cool my skin down a lot. So I've actually replaced this with the I'm From Rice Toner, and I'm loving that too. We emptied a cleanser. I say we because actually Sean used most of it. This is the Ghost Democracy Transparent Gel Exfoliating Daily Cleanser, and it contains 4.1% glycolic acid, 1.8% mandelic acid, willow bark extract, and niacinamide. And I actually gave this to Sean to use because he does not exfoliate his skin. He doesn't use leave-on exfoliants. He has a skincare routine, which is good, but he doesn't have many steps. He's just hydrating and moisturizing. So I think in that sense, an exfoliating cleanser was a great addition to his routine because it gave him that exfoliating quality while he was cleansing, without adding another step to his skincare routine. And I think also if you have sensitive skin and you can't tolerate leave-on exfoliants, an exfoliating cleanser is really nice because you get that short contact benefit of the acids without the potential for irritation with leave-on products. I also went through a sample of the Senté Dermal Repair Cream. So I got this as a sample after I had a cool laser treatment back in April or May. And this was beautiful for post-procedure skin. It is not scented. It was like a medium weight lotiony cream, but it was really elegant and sunk in really beautifully. I had never tried Senté before, and And I held on to this because I actually wanted to remember the product, because I would love to get this in a full size. I think it would be appropriate for all skin types, especially sensitized skin. And I really enjoyed it. I wish it weren't empty, but I will definitely get a full size of this at some point. My favorite cottons right now are by White Rabbit, and this is the Naked Cotton Classic. So White Rabbit is a Japanese company, and I really like these because they are very thin and sort of like a gauzy kind of cotton. They're not really padded and fluffy, and I like that for applying skincare because they don't eat up a lot of product. I can actually trust that when I'm using something like a liquid exfoliant, it gets onto my skin and gets distributed rather than staying in the cotton itself. So this is really nice for skincare application, for leave-on exfoliants or micellar water, that sort of thing. I have 3 different beauty sponges. This is my favorite. This is the Miss A Paw Paw sponge, which is the best dupe of the Beauty Blender. And then I have the ecotools sponges. These are like the little angled ones that they have, the big size and the small size. I don't love the texture of the ecotools sponges. I find them to be a bit harder than I would like, but I really liked the shape of this small one for blending out like under eye concealer or applying cream cheek products. So the size was perfect. I just wish they were a little bit softer. I used up another sheet of the CosRX Acne Pimple Master Patch. I love these things. They're my favorite pimple patches. They're sort of classic, tried and true. I like that they come in multiple sizes, and honestly, I don't deviate a lot in terms of pimple patches. I just use what I know works for me. I used up a packet of the Bioderma micellar wipes, and I don't buy wipes myself. These were actually sent to me, but they were really nice for, I had a couple of weekends when I was traveling and I didn't want to bring like a micellar water with me. I find they're handy in that sense, and they were really effective. And the Bioderma micellar water is my favorite micellar water, period. So it was nice to have these in like a handy form, but I wouldn't go out and purchase them myself necessarily. A rare makeup empty for me, this is the YSL Volupte Liquid Color Balm in the shade number isn't on here, but it was this really pretty coral shade. This is definitely expired. It has to go. And they actually have discontinued this formula, which I'm really sad about because it was this really nice tinted liquid balm that actually felt like a liquid balm and added a nice sheer wash of color to the lips. This shade was a really pretty coral, and it was really adaptable to your skin tone. It was sort of sheer but buildable. And YSL makes such good lip formulas. I'm really bummed that this has been discontinued, and I hope they bring something back that's sort of similar to this, because I actually think when this formula was released, it was a little ahead of its time. It was in the moment of like matte lipsticks and full-on opacity, and I feel like we're very much in this moment of sheer balmy, glossy, dewy lips. So I hope they bring something similar back because it was great. I emptied a bottle of the up&up nail polish remover. I love up&up, love you Target. It did exactly as it said. It worked really effectively, and I think these are only like $1. Lastly, I never go through lashes because I never wear lashes, but I did for a shoot recently, and these are the Kiss Ever Easy lashes in the style 56620. I don't know if that's the style name. They were a very natural looking lash, and they were very wispy and thin with a thin band. It was everything I was looking for. My eyes are small and I cannot tolerate heavy, thick lashes. So this was a really nice style. I would totally wear them again. And obviously they're available at the drugstore. Last item is the L'Oreal Dark Brown Magic Root Cover-Up. So this is a cover-up spray for if you have grays, but they also serve another function, which is that if you are wearing your hair back in a ponytail and maybe you have some like, I don't know, like an uneven hairline, or you have some of your scalp peeking through and you want coverage, like you want your hairline to look really snatched, this is great for that. It's a tinted spray in an aerosol can that does cover grays effectively if you need that, but I like to use this more as a styling tool for when I have my hair slicked back and I want my hair to look like a little bit more full, and it really creates that illusion and still looks natural. Okay, that was everything. I didn't think it would be such a long empties, but things kept coming out of that basket and here we are. So I hope you enjoyed. I would love to know if you collect your empties, if you do, why, and if you've learned anything about yourself in that process. To me, it's very revealing about my patterns and my habits. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'd love for you to subscribe and like and come hang out, watch my other videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.